The art of effective communication, building powerful relationships, understanding the landscape. The way we communicate has transformed significantly over the past few decades. With the advent of technology, email, instant messaging, video calls, and social media, our interactions have become faster and more convenient, yet often more superficial. While these tools allow us to stay connected across distances, they can also interfere with the depth and quality of human connection. Text-based conversations, for instance, can lack tone and context, leading to misinterpretations and emotional disconnects. Moreover, the sheer volume of information we are exposed to daily contributes to communication fatigue. We are bombarded with messages, updates, notifications, and advertisements, making it increasingly difficult to focus on genuine human interaction. In this noisy environment, many people struggle to be truly heard or understood, and attention spans continue to shrink. In such a landscape, intentional communication becomes critical. It's no longer enough to simply exchange words. We must prioritize meaningful engagement. This means listening without distraction, speaking with purpose, and choosing the right medium for each message. A phone call might carry warmth and clarity that a text cannot. A face-to-face conversation fosters more trust than a string of emails. Understanding this evolving landscape helps us adapt our communication styles and expectations. It urges us to slow down, be present, and bring thoughtfulness back into our conversations. Whether in a professional setting, a family discussion, or a social chat, effective communication today requires mindfulness and emotional presence. Recognizing the context and limitations of digital tools allows us to preserve human connection and authenticity in an increasingly impersonal world. In mastering modern communication, we begin by understanding not just what we say, but how and why we say it. Active listening, the foundation of strong connections. In a world where everyone is eager to speak, true listening is a rare and powerful gift. Active listening is not simply hearing someone's words. It is the conscious effort to fully concentrate, understand, respond, and then remember what is being said. It requires setting aside distractions, silencing our inner dialogue, and being fully present in the moment. This form of deep listening forms the bedrock of authentic relationships, both personal and professional. When people feel truly heard, they feel valued. Active listening sends a powerful message. You matter. Your thoughts are important. I am here with you. This creates an atmosphere of trust and mutual respect. It encourages open communication, prevents misunderstandings, and deepens connection. It also shows that we are not just waiting for our turn to speak, but that we genuinely care about the other person's perspective. Key to active listening is paying attention not only to words, but also to nonverbal cues, body language, tone, of voice, facial expressions, and gestures. Often what is unsaid speaks louder than words. A person may say they're fine, but their slumped posture and downcast eyes might reveal otherwise. Recognizing these signals allows us to respond with empathy and understanding. Another vital component is reflective feedback. By paraphrasing or summarizing what the speaker has shared, e.g., "So what I'm hearing is," we confirm understanding and validate their experience. Asking clarifying questions also demonstrates engagement and encourages deeper dialogue. Professional settings. Active listening boosts collaboration, fosters innovation, and improves team dynamics. In personal relationships, it helps resolve conflicts and strengthen emotional bonds. It transforms everyday exchanges into meaningful interactions. When we listen well, we don't just hear words, we hear hearts. And that is where true connection begins. Empathy and emotional intelligence. At the heart of impactful communication lies empathy, the ability to recognize, understand, and share the feelings of others. It's what allows us to connect on a human level, bridging the gap between different perspectives, experiences, and emotions. When paired with emotional intelligence, the capacity to identify and manage our own emotions. Empathy becomes a transformative force in our conversations and relationships. Empathy begins with emotional awareness. Before we can connect with others, we must first understand ourselves. This means being in tune with our emotions, acknowledging our triggers, and responding rather than reacting. A person with high emotional intelligence doesn't let frustration lead the conversation. Instead, they pause, reflect, and choose responses that promote understanding. Validating someone else's emotions doesn't mean we always agree. It means we acknowledge their experience. Simple statements like, "I can see that this is upsetting for you," or "that must have been difficult," show respect and care. This creates psychological safety, where people feel free to be honest and vulnerable without fear of judgment. Another powerful tool is the use of I statements. When expressing emotions, saying, "I feel frustrated when deadlines are missed," is far more effective than accusing someone with, "You're always late." This approach owns the emotion, reduces defensiveness, and opens the door to solution-focused dialogue. Communicating with empathy also means recognizing individual differences. Everyone processes emotions differently based on background, personality, and experiences. Tailoring our communication style to respect those differences demonstrates cultural and emotional sensitivity. In both personal and professional life, empathy enhances teamwork, resolves conflicts, and strengthens loyalty. It's what helps a manager inspire rather than intimidate, and what allows partners and friends to build lasting trust. Ultimately, empathy and emotional intelligence are not signs of weakness. They are the marks of mature, effective, and powerful communicators. Effective communication strategies. Great communication doesn't happen by accident. It is intentional, skillful, and strategic. While empathy and listening lay the emotional groundwork, effective communication also depends on clear techniques and mindful practices that guide how we express ourselves. Whether in the boardroom, classroom, or living room, using the right communication strategies can transform how we connect, collaborate, and resolve issues. One of the most important principles is clarity and conciseness. People often confuse verbosity with intelligence, but true mastery lies in expressing ideas simply and directly. Avoiding jargon, filler words, or vague language helps others grasp your message quickly and accurately. A well-structured sentence with a focused point is more impactful than a rambling monologue. Positive and constructive language also plays a crucial role. Our words can either build bridges or walls. Replacing criticism with encouragement and complaints with suggestions fosters a more productive and respectful tone. For example, instead of saying, "You're doing this all wrong," try, "Let's look at a different approach that might work better." This shifts the conversation from blame to collaboration. Conflict is inevitable, but how we handle it defines the health of our relationships. Effective communicators practice conflict resolution through calm dialogue, active listening, and mutual respect. Avoiding absolutes like always or never, and steering clear of personal attacks helps de-escalate tension. Focus on the issue, not the individual. Another essential skill is nonverbal alignment, making sure your body language, tone, and facial expressions match your message. Mixed signals can undermine even the most well-intentioned words. Finally, asking open-ended questions invites dialogue rather than shutting it down. Phrases like, "What are your thoughts?" or "How do you feel about this?" encourage participation and deeper connection. When combined, these strategies create a foundation for communication that is not only effective, but empowering. Building powerful relationships. At its core, communication is not just about exchanging words. It's about building relationships. Whether with a colleague, client, partner, friend, or family member, the quality of our communication often determines the quality of our connection. Powerful relationships are born from trust, nurtured through honesty, and sustained by consistent, authentic communication. One of the most vital elements of strong relationships is authenticity. People can sense when communication is genuine versus when it is performative or manipulative. Speaking from a place of sincerity fosters respect and mutual understanding. It invites openness in return and creates a safe space where people feel valued for who they are, not just what they can do. Another pillar is consistency. Sporadic or one-sided communication breeds distance and confusion. Consistent check-ins, follow-ups, and expressions of appreciation help reinforce bonds and keep relationships strong over time. Even a simple, "How are you really doing?" can open the door to a meaningful conversation. Strong communicators also understand the importance of vulnerability. Being willing to express personal thoughts, admit mistakes, or share emotions allows others to do the same. This mutual openness deepens emotional intimacy and creates a sense of belonging and trust. In professional settings, communication shapes team culture. Transparent leadership, inclusive conversations, and recognition of contributions create high-performing, motivated teams. In personal life, it leads to relationships that are more fulfilling, resilient, and emotionally rich. Most importantly, impactful communication contributes to collective transformation. It fosters unity in families, cohesion in communities, and peace in times of tension. Words have the power to heal, uplift, motivate, and unite. When we approach communication not as a transaction, but as a tool for transformation, we elevate every interaction. Ultimately, to build powerful relationships, we must first become powerful communicators, thoughtful, empathetic, and deeply human. Thanks for listening to Mastering the Art of Effective Communication, Building Powerful Relationships. If you found value in today's message, be sure to follow or subscribe to this channel so you never miss an episode. And if something really spoke to you, leave a review or share this audio with someone you care about. It might just change the way they connect with others. Want more? Insights and free resources? Visit us at siministries.org. Until next time, keep listening with empathy, speak with intention, and build relationships that truly matter.